creatives, how are you? Welcome back to the Nerd Creative channel. FANHOME Star Wars build the Millennium Falcon. In this video we'll be completing issue 5, stage 5 of the build. Grab yourself a coffee, sit back, relax and enjoy. So here we are. These are the components. These are the components for stage 5. And here's the magazine. Let's have a quick look in the magazine. There's a big graphic of the cockpit there. And the Falcon. That's the rear of the Falcon with the engines. Smuggling vessels. That certainly is one. Modular configuration. Cockpit there. And a corridor to that main area that we saw in A New Hope. There's that table that we built in a previous stage. More scenes from the film. This is what's coming in the next build. Looks like we've got some lights there for the control panels. And this is the step-by-step instructions of what we are building in stage 5. I'll just get stage 5 open. And as you can see, it is the cockpit. These pieces, that's the illuminated lights for the back of the cockpit. And this is the arm of the cockpit with the cockpit sitting at the end. So we've got a couple of screws there, silver screws. We've got some black pieces here. So this is all in stage 5. Let's begin. So what we're going to be doing is I've brought the cockpit back and we're going to be putting lights into the back here. So I'm going to separate the cockpit again, put this over there. So this is our cockpit there. I'm going to open these lights here. Get my scissors. Lights and circuit board here, and then we've got 2 screws. We'll be using one of them. Just get that opened. That's a screw that we need there. So we've got our doorway there, so we just want to turn it over. As you can see, got two nubs there, and then we've got one in the middle with a hole in it, and that's where the screw goes. So these are all our lights that will light up various sections of the back panel. And we turn it over and we've got a connector there which will connect to a battery. So we've got the three holes there, we've got three there, we just got to line them up. Just line them up. Line all three up. Oops. There. That's them all lined up there. And we just need to get one screw to hold that in place, which goes in there. Oops. Steady. And that is in place. As you can see, all our lights behind. And that is how that looks. So I brought the cockpit back with the seats and everything. So we've got these two instrument panels here. One goes here and one goes here. But what I've got to do is I've got to remove all this equipment. Yeah. Let's remove the front panel. Just going to line this sticker back on. It keeps popping off. I'll probably have to put a bit of glue on it to kind of get it properly held in place. I'm going to remove these two seats. So remove these two controllers and then we'll remove each seat. So there's two little slits there and that's what these sit into here. So that one sits in there. And this one on the other side. So the cockpit is actually taking shape. So we'll put the chairs back in. Make sure it's in properly. And get our other chair in. Pilot's chairs in there. Let's get our flight controllers back in. I did actually put a little bit of glue on these two just to hold them in place, stop them from wobbling around. Then our second controller. In here. There. And then we're going to put this back in place. Just going to line it up. There we go. That is our cockpit there, as you can see. It's taking shape. All the instrument panels are in there. And then just to finish it off, we will put the back panel in place. Which is here. Remember, it's got the two slits there. There's our cockpit. All completed. So I brought these two halves of the tube out, and I've got the cockpit as well. So what we need to do is, again, so we need to separate this section of the cockpit. So we're just left with this here. And what we need to do is, there's a recess there, a groove, that this panel actually sits into. So I'm just going to slot it in place. No glue required. We just need to slot it in place so that it is there. And then we've got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pins here, and they go into these 7 holes here. So I'm just going to line them up and line up the groove on both sides. Just need to see it in the light. Make sure the cockpit is inside both of the grooves, and then we can start lining up the pins. Right, that's in the groove and it's straight. Just line up the groove here. And then start lining up the pins. Make sure it's in the groove there. Popping out of the groove there, it's back in the groove now. Just need to make sure it's in the groove on that side. Okay, start closing it. Make sure all the pins are closed. There. We don't need to glue it. We may be coming back to glue it at some point, but at this point, so there is our cockpit, and we can actually sit the whole cockpit inside. So we get a really good look at what the whole thing looks like all together. There we go. Everything's sat inside this tube. Remember, we'll have lights behind here. But yeah, that is looking more and more like Han Solo's cockpit. So So I'd like to leave this video here. This concludes stage 5 of the build. I'd like to thank you for your company. I'll see you in the next video. And we also got merch for the channel. The link is in the description. Get what you want. Stay creative.